All right, guys. So here's the plans from the architect, and I just want to show you first. This is the existing garage, the metal dilapidated shed slash garage that will be coming down, and you can see where it's situated on the property, which I was showing you in the last video. And we've got this extra space right here, which is where the new garage will be moving into, which will mean I'll gain all this extra space in this part of the yard. So if you look here, this is where the new structure is going. You can see there's about 3.5 feet here between my new garage and the neighbor's yard, and then we're getting a little bit more space here. So I'll just take you into the plans here. This is software called Home Designer, and I actually got this software tip about using this from watching Matt Mormon from Obsessed Garage Design, some of his garage stuff. So you're pretty happy with it. It's actually pretty easy to use. I was able to figure it out with not too much issue. So this is essentially a plan of my entire property that I've made with this software. You can see there's our main home here. And then here is the new garage. We've got a couple big trees on the property. Here's our deck. So if we zoom in here, and the only thing is this is kind of hard to navigate a little bit. I'm trying to figure out how to get this thing in the middle, which is always a bit of a challenge. Let's see. Let me zoom out. There we go. So, I mean, the first thing you'll notice is it's pretty small. I mean, the entire thing is 14 feet wide by 19 feet 6 inches long, which makes sense for my property, but is obviously a smaller single car garage. And so the reason we went with this size of a garage instead of something bigger is that where we live, it was the size we were able to do without having to get special permits that require variances to our local bylaws, which you have to pay extra for. Your neighbors get notified and have the option to object to what you're doing. So it's just a whole sort of mess that we didn't want to go down. Also, by keeping our garage on the smaller side, it allows us to have the option in the future to do potentially an addition on our home, because you only get a certain amount of soft landscaping to hard landscaping ratio that you need to maintain with the buildings on your property. So that's why we did it this size. Would I like it to be bigger? Obviously, having some huge 3-car garage would be amazing. But hey, this is what we're working with. I think it's going to be a vast improvement over what we have currently, which is basically nothing. We're parking the car on the street. So the basic design of it is, we've got the garage door here. We're going with French doors on this side. And the reason we wanted to do that was just to make the garage have a nicer looking aesthetic and entranceway from our backyard. And also it's wider, so you can get things in and out a little bit easier if you need to. Also, this is the only place on the garage that there's a break in the wall. So in other words, there's no windows on any other side. And if we go back to the architectural drawings, you can see that here. So here's a front view of it. It's going to be 13 feet high, so also not that tall of a garage either. Here's a view of the back. We're going with Hardy board, which is like a fiber cement product that on the siding, which is it's a little more durable than something like vinyl or even wood. So we decided to go with that just for longevity. This is a side view of the east side of the garage, so the side that will be adjacent to my neighbor's property. Here's the view we'll see from our house. So this is looking at it down our backyard. Here's the French doors. And here's some more drawings that get into things like materials and stuff, which I won't bother diving into. But you can see here is the driveway. If I can just figure out how to zoom this properly. And so this is our SUV, which I've actually got this right to scale. And so here is the sidewalk here on this side, and you can see there's basically just enough room here for us to be able to park on the driveway in front of the garage. And again, just enough room for us to pull the vehicle into the garage as well. I mean, there's a little bit of extra room, but we're basically going to be taking up the entirety of the garage with the vehicle, with hopefully some space along this side here for some cabinets, which I'll show you. So this software actually lets you switch to these different 3D views, which is pretty cool. So here's, another view where you can see a bit more of a rendering or a mock-up of how this is going to look. And actually, let me pull the car out of the garage just so we can see inside it a bit easier. So this is how our property will eventually look. You can see we've got our concrete driveway. We've decided to go with concrete over asphalt because it just made sense economically in terms of the concrete is already going to be on site to pour the pad, and because the driveway is a smaller driveway, it actually ended up being cheaper to just go with concrete while they have the material here instead of bringing in a crew of guys to do asphalt instead. We're also going to be doing some interlock bordering on the either side of the driveway with concrete here along the side, just so I don't have to bother going back there with a weed whacker or lawnmower. And we can also store stuff along here. So let's zoom in. Now this is what they call their dollhouse view in the software, and you can actually just see right inside. So just to give you an idea, so what I'm thinking is the car is going to come in here. Plan is to install a wall-mounted pressure washer set up here on this wall as you come in. So I've just got this white cabinet kind of as a placeholder for a pressure washer. Probably put a hose reel in here, and may or may not put another hose reel for a garden hose here. Still debating that, doing that, or maybe something like a bucket filler. May put some bikes along this side, and then if we swing this way, you can see I've put some cabinets here that I've mocked up, and these are actually to scale based on the New Age cabinets. I think the Bold series that you can get at Costco. I think they're 18 inches deep. So I was on their website and I spec'd these up or mocked these up exactly to size, just so I could get an exact sense of how this is going to look. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be tight. There's no question. I got a snowblower here. We're up in Canada, so that's going to need to fit along the side as well. May or may not put the lawnmower in here. Still trying to figure out if maybe I'll do like a small shed or something for some of the lawn care stuff. But you can see this is basically the space that will be here, and I'll probably put some Swiss Trax flooring in on the floor, and then down in the roof in terms of lighting, I'm thinking 3 light fixtures that just run 1, 2, 3 front to back, and hoping that would be enough light. So I mean, why don't we pull the car in, and then you can see how it looks. Let me just move this forward. I'll probably come in and try and keep it a little bit to the left as we pull in, just to maintain the room on the other side. If I can just move it over. Sometimes this thing is finicky. So let's go back here. Top view. So yeah, I mean, it's tight. Like, these doors are going to swing open. Hopefully they have enough room to swing open all the way with the cabinets here. And again, these swing open here, and we'll either exit the garage through these doors or through the garage door. So that's basically the setup. And obviously I'll pull the car out if we want to do, projects in the garage on weekends or anything. But yeah, that's just an idea of the plans and of the architectural rendering here. And next video hopefully will be demolition of the existing garage. So stay tuned for that.